All right, today we're going to do the Michigan Wolverines predictions. Michigan last year, they made their first trip to the playoffs. It was a successful year for Jim Harbaugh. They beat Ohio State too, which he hadn't been able to do that for as long as he was there. So it was a major breakthrough season for him and the Wolverines. So yeah, it was good for them. But I think this year's gonna be a little different for them. Last year was great, but let's dive into this schedule here and see how they're gonna do this year. Their first three games, honestly, they're home games, and they're all three against lesser opponents. I mean, this is a really easy schedule. Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn. I mean, all three of these should be wins. They're all three at home. None of these teams are going to pose a threat to Michigan at all. This is probably one of the weakest out of conference schedules I've seen. It's going to be definitely going to be one of the weakest this year. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and mark all three of those as wins. So you start out 3-0. No challenge there. So your fourth game is going to be into conference play now. It's going to be against Maryland. I think this is a sneaky good game. I think Maryland's going to be a good team this year, and they might sneak up on a few people. The offense is going to be explosive. The only question for them is their defense, of course. So they have Tua's little brother there. I think he transferred from Alabama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was there first. But I think this game is close. I think Maryland gives Michigan a scare and possibly a wake-up call early in the season. And I think they nearly upset Michigan, but I think Michigan gets away. I think Michigan finds a way to win this game, and it's gonna be very close. But I think Michigan escapes with a win here. A lot of people are probably not going to agree with that, but I think Maryland's going to be better than what people think. And I think people are going to be underestimating them. All right, next game is going to be at Iowa. This is the game that Michigan played a few years, I think 2016 when they had that really good season, when they were undefeated and went to Iowa City and Iowa upset Michigan. They basically ruined their college football playoff hopes because they lost to Ohio State after that. But yeah, they're going back to Iowa City. This is going to be a very tough game because Iowa matches up, I think, pretty well against Michigan. They're both very similar teams, play strong defense, run the football. Iowa is all defense, though. They depend on that defense every time. But this is going to be a really tough game for Michigan. I wanted to pull this upset here, but I don't think I'm going to, just because Iowa does not have an offense really. And I think Michigan has more of an offense than they do, and I think they're going to be able to break through them. And I think Michigan, for the second straight week, escapes with a win here. And this could go either way, in my opinion. I think Iowa has a good chance of upsetting Michigan, but I'm going to go with Michigan in this one just because I just don't have faith in Iowa's offense to score points. All right, next game is at Indiana. Indiana is not as good as they were. They had that really good season back in 2020, but they haven't been great ever since then. So this shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. I think Michigan should win this one fairly easily. I don't see much of an issue here. All right, next game is Penn State at home. This is going to be one of Michigan's toughest games of the year here. Penn State's going to be an excellent team, and Penn State, I think, possibly might be undefeated coming in this game. So this could be the game of the week whenever this comes up. And I think Penn State walks into Michigan, and I think they upset the Wolverines. Well, it wouldn't be an upset if they were both undefeated and highly ranked. So I think Penn State squeaks out a win here. I think they hand Michigan their first loss of the season. I think Penn State's going to have a really good year, and I'm trying to find a loss for Michigan here on the schedule. I don't think Michigan's going to have the same year as last year, but I'm going to go ahead and say Penn State beats them, even though they're at home. It's right before the bye week. They've gone through a couple of tough teams in Iowa and Maryland already. And so I'm going to say they're a little beat up going into this Penn State game, and I think Penn State gets them. All right, then you go into your bye week, and then you play your in-state rival, Michigan State. Michigan State is going to be not as good as last year. They don't have Kenneth Walker, so they're going to still have a good defense and a good running game, but it's not going to be as good. So I think Michigan wins this game as well. Wins this game. I think they take care of business in this one, and they get over this hump of losing to Michigan State constantly. So Wolverine fans will be happy to bounce back with that win. Next game at Rutgers. Nothing really to say about this one. This should be an easy win, even though it's on the road, and they have oh gosh, I can't remember his name. That coach that was there and turned their program around. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to pull this upset off. So I think they win this one. Next game is against Nebraska. This is an interesting one, even though it's at home. Nebraska is going to be an improved team this year, and I think they are going to be a bowl-eligible team. They're probably going to have about 7 wins, maybe 8, possibly. I'll have to look through the schedule. I think that, though, that Michigan is going to win this one just because they're at home. If this was in Lincoln, I might give the edge to Nebraska and say that they have an upset here, but I'm going to go ahead and say Nebraska loses this game. I think this is a close game, but I think Michigan squeaks it out as well. All right, next game, Illinois. Illinois is no challenge. This shouldn't be much of an issue here. So even though Brett Bielema is there, he's a decent coach, but I don't think Illinois is going to be that great anyways. But I don't think he's going to be able to pull this upset off. But anyways, moving on, and finally the game at Ohio State. This was the breakthrough game last year, everyone knows, but I think Ohio State has too much firepower in this one, and they're going to be looking for revenge in this one after what happened last year, and I think Ohio State wins this game. They might win it convincingly because I think Ohio State is just way too good this year, and they have a really good chance of going 12-0, and I don't see Michigan being able to pull off the win this year like they did last year. So I'm giving the win to Ohio State. And with that, I think Michigan finishes the season 10-2. I mean, that's good if you go into that game at 10-1 against Ohio State. They could be 9-2. They could lose one of those other games, but I'm going to say they finished 10-2. That's still a good year for Michigan. I originally thought it was going to be 9-3, but I went ahead and did 10-2. But anyways, all right. Yeah, I've got Michigan going 10-2, and they're going to be going to a pretty good bowl game, I'm sure. But all right, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.